Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 6. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We need to start today's episode by solving a very small problem. Nether stars. We need a decent amount of nether stars in order to get into environmental tech because we need them in order to make the frames. And so far, I have been doing that manually. It's not as bad as you would think, but the problem is, once you need 500 nether stars, you can't press the button 125 times. It seems that in 1.16 you cannot spam withers using a wither builder. I remember that in Project Ozone we killed I don't know, 500,000 withers, but in this one you can't really do that. Cause now that we have withers, if I press it again, you don't get them. So I can do a very small demonstration for you. If I remove this button and put a lever and just leave it on, that is the problem. I have a feeling that the collision box of the wither has been changed and now we have to move it out of the way of the wither builder so that we get another wither. Of course, you should remember that whenever you're spawning the wither is going to actually fall down if there is no blocks under him. But he's not going to fall fast enough, so we're going to try and use some vector plates. Therefore, in the name of science, let's see if this works. Okay, it does. You see, in any case he's falling down, but that is too slow for us. Well, now that we have finished our scientific experiment, let me build something. You know, at first I wanted to go for efficiency, but once we had our scientific experiment, I had an observation. Vector plates launch entities. Obviously, also a villager. Come with me. So here is my question. How far do you launch them? That was weird, because I think the wither was actually launched further away. Yep. It's around here. We mark the spot if he moves away. Okay, I think it's this block. So let us try this one more time, just to be sure. Yeah, that is the block. Perfect. If you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to spawn the withers here. We're gonna kill them over there. This was an incredibly stupid idea to pull off, but it actually works and it's very consistent. However, there are a few points that I would like to mention. Obviously, spawning the wither is not rocket science, because the only thing that we have is a wither builder down here. We're providing it with the ingredients and it will spawn withers for us. These blocks do not have to be wither proof because the wither is not going to explode here. We're just going to throw him into the pit of death. However, you should not have any other blocks after the vector plates because the wither will get stuck on them and he will not be thrown that far. Also, if you look at the minimap, you might notice that there are some creatures around. I think they are wisps and they're from Mana and Artifice, but they do cause a lot of problems. For example, if they decide to go into the pit, they can actually stop the wither from going down. It's not a terrible issue because they do not spawn during the day, so we're fine. Also, down here you might notice that I have 4 mob crushers. I don't think you need 4, but I just wanted to make sure that they will die. And yes, I did die once during the process, but the reason for my death was because I was not wearing my armor. And also, since I have the benevolent charm from Botania, I was trying to stop the explosion so that it doesn't damage the machines. And just for a very small demonstration, here is 32 soul sand. And we should get 8 withers. I can watch. This is actually satisfying to watch. So far so good. That should be the last one. I forgot to explain the most important thing. Whenever a wither explodes, the explosion will cause the other withers which are falling down to go up a little bit. It's not very devastating or noticeable when you want to have 10 withers, but if you want to have hundreds, that's going to cause a problem. So this is why we have the wither builder on a timer with 90 ticks. Therefore, we are spawning a wither every 4.5 seconds and the explosion is not affecting the other withers. But don't you worry, we're still not done. I personally like if we manage to also autocraft nether stars. Energy acceptor is a quest? Really? Anyways, how are we going to autocraft it using our applied energistic system? You might notice that the distance is a lot, so we cannot use a cable. We can use a cable, it's just ridiculous. Therefore, we're going to start making a quantum ring. I'm not exactly sure if this stupid little trick still works, but we are going to try a sync. And we want you to make us singularities. Do you work? Yes, it does work. I think we just need one. I was trying to make compressed iron over here. Can we do it here? Yes. I ran away. I did not hear anything. Did you explode? No. Maybe we need a bigger TNT. That should have worked. Do you know why it's not working? The reason that it's not working is that I always forget the ender dust. So there you go. Now do you know why it's not working? Because this ender pearl dust is from thermal expansion. If you want the applied energistics version, you have to use a grindstone. And this is actually not in the JEI. I'm guessing all the mods team forgot to include it. It's okay. Now we have 2 quantum entangled singularities. And obviously we should sleep.
Lord of Darkness, you look very handsome today.
How did he know? If I'm not wrong, we need 2 quantum link chambers. And then we need 16 quantum rings. Oh, the recipe has changed. I am not going to do that on my own. We're gonna auto-craft it. This is not going to be a very fancy setup because we just need 1 channel from it. And that's it. So we're going to set up one over here. And we give you the singularity. And the second one we're going to set it up, I don't know, somewhere here. We are under the pyramid. And if we give you the other link, now you should be connected. Shouldn't it glow? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's because of my particles or not, but let us give it a test. I did bring a terminal, and yes, we do have access, okay. So here is the pattern. 3 wither skeleton skulls, 4 soul sand equals a nether star. Therefore, I think the only thing that we have to do is to just have an interface over here, give it the pattern, and connect it to our quantum ring. I'm using a chest as a buffer because this wither builder is slightly weird, so we just export items into it. I know that you can configure them, but I did the configuration and it was not working. Another thing that you might notice is that we have the interface over here, but the nether star is not being produced over here, so we cannot import it into the interface. The nether star is actually being produced over here, which is like 40 blocks away, but the mob crushers are hooked up to an ender chest, so the nether star will go into the system. At least that is the hope, if nothing has changed. Anyways, everything that I just told you is garbage, unless it works. So let us test it. Do you work? Yes, you do work. Very majestic. So can I order 10? That would be nice. Well, that is the 3rd one. So far so good. I have a sofa. I can sit and enjoy. And that was the 10th one. Perfect. I will try to decorate this island later on, but for the moment I think we're done with it. In any case, it's functional. However, now that it's functional, we should check if I'm happy with it. Am I? We shall know soon enough. It seems that some days, I'm a jerk.
We feel your presence.
Anyhow, let us get back to the main task at hand. Environmental tech. We need it in order to generate resources, we need it in order to generate power. And so far the only one which is operational is just harvesting crystals. But we have more than 450 of the tier 6 crystals, and we only have 208 of the tier 7. Unfortunately, there's also a tier 8. So I think here's what we are going to do. I do not have enough material in order to make a tier 7 crystal miner to get the tier 8 crystals, but I do have enough material in order to make a tier 6 ore miner so that we get the tier 7 faster. And since darkness is always on the watch, we have everything on auto crafting. It's just that darkness has a garbage memory. How many did we need? 56. Then you shall craft me 56. I added some more processors and it's relatively faster. Besides, you should remember this is tier 6, so it's quite a bit of ingredients. Can we also have 19 modifiers? Yes? Perfect. Oh, I was wrong. It's not 56, it's 88. Yeah, that consumed almost 200 nether stars. The tier 7 crystal that we have to mine, we are actually going to make lenses for it so that it would be faster. They are not very happy. Yes, build. What is your problem again? Okay, this time it was not their fault, it was my fault because I missed some of the blocks. But if I'm not wrong, it should be okay this time. Yes. So my dear friend, you're going to get your memory card, here is your power, and obviously we're going to extract the garbage. I know you did not see it, but there were 30 crystals inside. I'm very confused because it doesn't show you that there's any— oh! There's 120 inside this one. So wait a minute, do you also have something backlogged? No. Anyways, that is no longer very important, we just give you the lenses, like so. We chunk load the area, and we just go back home. During this entire time that I set up the crystal miner, we didn't even get one. This is gonna be fun. Our resource situation is really bad. We're also out of fluorite. I have a decent supply of ionite, so let us make an ionite ore miner so that we can at least have some resources. Because for us, this is not expensive. It's just a waste of resources. That's it. This is going to be a temporary setup, so I think we just, I don't know, set it up over here. Because for the moment, I just need resources. Are we good? Yes, I think. So this time we're going to program the memory card for ore miner. You go in, and we just give you power. It's not that bad, it's 12,000 RF. For handling the ores, I was actually thinking we get into QIO network. Just in case you didn't know, QIO network is an inventory management system from Mechanism which has been introduced in 1.16. Unfortunately, you get access to it after you get polonium. But here's the fun part. The drives start from 16,000 items, and once you get antimatter, they go up to 16 billion. But this is relatively expensive, so we're not going to do that. All we need is the drive, then we need a dashboard, and for the moment we're going to have, I don't know, one drive, just to start with. So here is how it works. It does not require any power. You put the drive in, and you add the dashboard. It does not require any power, but it does require a frequency. And I don't know, this one is going to be blue, I guess, because I'm going to use it for ores. Now, I'm assuming if we put the importer and put it next to you, and also set the frequency, it should import everything into the system. Yes, it is. You just have to set this one on, because otherwise it's going to require a filter. So if we come to the terminal, we should be able to see all the ores. We are getting a fair bit, and I do not understand why we're getting iron. Anyhow, there's also a portable version, which we can also set frequency and access the system. Oh, you can increase the height. Nice. And just in case, let us make a higher tier drive. Cause I think for the one which can hold 1 million items, you need only like 16 polonium? Yes, only 16. Of course, as well as a bunch of other resources, but you get the idea. That took a while, but it's ready. So why are we using the QIO network? First off, I hate the idea of having ores in the applied energetics system. So everything which is raw is going to be processed, then we're going to import it into the system. We're using this as a buffer. And I'm so glad we made the ore miner. Look at the amount of resources we're getting. It's just that, do you need speed upgrades? Ew, because I noticed we still have nickel inside. Are we good? Yes. So here at our ore miner, we're using an importer in order to import the resources that the ore miner is producing into our QIO network. And now if I come to our sieving area, we need to process them. So we need to export them from our QIO network into the machines. And this is why I made some exporters. And of course, exporting the items is relatively easy. We just have to set the filters and it's done. Oh, and by the way, it helps if you have the frequency, because otherwise it doesn't work. I was wondering why it's not exporting. So let me set up the filters and I'll be right back. I did set up all the filters, we're even trashing some of the items because we have a lot of them, but everything seems to be working fine. We're getting the ores, we're processing them, and the final product goes to our ME system. And this is the rate that we're getting the resources, which is not that bad. Essentially, I'm going to try and use the QIO network as fancy ender chests. Also, one thing that I noticed is that I cannot stop sieving because sieving gives me fluix dust and blaze powder. Also a little bit of gunpowder, but you know. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention the drive and the terminal do not have to be next to each other. I put the terminal for the moment here, the drive can be anywhere. Cause it works in any dimension. Literally. What do you have to sell? You know what? Now that we are rich, we're going to buy some sea pickles. Just a very small explanation, it's been half an hour that I have released my first short video on YouTube, and in the descriptions I explained why you did not get a video that day. Which for you is yesterday, for me is today. And just in case you have not read the description, the answer is behind me. Cause you know, we need like around 20 minutes of content and so far, I don't know, we have like 12 minutes. Anyways, let us get back down to business. We need sulfur. We can convert gunpowder into sulfur, the problem is, we don't have gunpowder. I mean, yes, I have 11,000 in the ME system and maybe 10,000 in the mob farm, but we're not producing that much. So we need to have some sort of a flint generator and maybe we can do it back here. Actually, that is a perfect opportunity because I can hide these. So we need some sort of a cobblestone generator, but we are limited by the speed of the crushers, so I don't know, should I go with a pedestal or should we just go with a normal cobblestone generator? I think we're going to start with 4 crushers and 2 enrichment chambers. Because if you look at the recipe of gunpowder, we will get it from flint from a crusher, we get flint from gravel in an enrichment chamber, and obviously we get gravel from cobblestone in another crusher. So we will have 2 sets. I have a very important question. Configuring the machines in Mechanism is very annoying for me. Is there an easier way of copy and pasting the settings? If you know this, I will be very grateful. Obviously, we're not going to have them like this. We're going to upgrade them to basic, advanced, elite, and ultimate. Have you also noticed that the author of Mechanism thinks purple is the ultimate color? That is because he's a genius. I know that this is not going to work, but I just want to test it. That's it. Cause I don't think the cobblestone is going to be enough, or maybe it is. I think it is. Or maybe there was a little bit of a backlog because they were not sorted. Yeah, I think it's not enough. Although to be extremely fair, 1 cobblestone generator seems to be enough for 1 crusher. So I'm guessing we just add another one for you, and we should be good to go. Oh, regarding my previous question, I know I can do this with the configurator, but I was hoping maybe there's an easier way, and I think we have to upgrade that energy cell because these guys are consuming a lot of RF. Yes, we have power. I'm using this QIO network for ores, and I was hoping that I can have another QIO network for item logistics around the base. Unfortunately, we are out of polonium, so I guess I'll be right back. I think it's always a good idea to check if your system actually works. You might notice that we're gaining a little bit of waste, because it is nighttime and the solar neutron activators are not working. You see? They are full. Anyways, I did set up another QIO network. This one is purple and it is called logistics. And I put the super drive that we have in this one. So now we're actually importing gunpowder into the QIO network and we can use it wherever we want. And the only thing we need for it is an exporter. Cause the thing is, I don't want to fill our applied energistic system with items that we need millions of. And since I don't like storage drawers, this is a nice substitute. Can we also get a controller for you? No. It's okay, we have more polonium. I just noticed that we have 429 nanorites, and in order to make the nanorite ore miner, we need 92 frames. And since we need 4 nanorite per block, so it's like 368? Oh, we have enough. We can upgrade one. You know, I just noticed the recipe of the nanorite structure frame. This is bad. We only have 183. You might think that 183 is okay because we only need 184 in order to craft all the panels. But the thing is, we also need these. Actually only 4 more frames, because this was 88, that is 92. Here is what we are going to do. We're going to break both of them, and we're just going to use the blocks for the moment in order to make 1 nanorite void miner. Why do you want palladium? I think I have messed up the recipe somewhere. Don't you worry, I will fix it. Yes, exactly. I messed up the recipe somewhere down the line. Now it has been fixed, and we can craft it. If me has not made any miscalculations, you should work. It's consuming 59,000 RF per tick. It's not going to generate that many crystals, but it's okay. Oh, we got our first one. Nice. We need like 1000 of these and then we're done. Before we wrap up the episode, I just wanted to take your guys' recommendation and fix our reactor. Well, not the reactor itself, the water situation. Some of you guys were suggesting to me that I can transfer almost infinite amount of water using integrated dynamics. The last time that I made anything with integrated dynamics was 3 years ago. And I tried my best, I don't remember anything. The second recommendation was to use pipes. I was told that the ultimate pipe upgrade is actually better than an ultimate mechanical pipe. But here's the point, there is also an infinity pipe upgrade, which this is the recipe. It might look really bad, but I can assure you, we almost have everything. Cause for us, making 4 of these is extremely cheap. Supreme black hole tank is not the worst. I was hoping to keep my Supreme machine frames, but it's okay. We just need 1 ultimate gas tank and 1 ultimate induction provider. That's it, we are just waiting for you. Come on. And maybe for next time we just order like 5000 of these alloys, just in case. Cause with the ore miners we're actually doing good on resources. Anyhow, here is the infinity upgrade, and I'm assuming it's a wise decision to just test it over here. Oh, it's full. That is 112 buckets. Is it any better than this? Not really. Oh, wait a minute, up here it is telling me that it's transferring 2 billion millibuckets every tick. What? We have to try this. So I set the reactor to 45 millibuckets per tick, and let us see what happens. Oh, water is keeping up? That was a genius solution. Thank you. So I'm guessing I can remove all the pipes. I'm probably pushing the reactor, but can we go to 60? Yes. Water is keeping up. I'm beginning to like this mod. 75 millibuckets? Yep. We're doing great. The only problem that we have is that we can get the polonium gas, but we do not have any fluorite in order to make the polonium pellets. You see, the system is empty. So thank you very much for the tip. That was amazing. And I will promise to learn about integrated dynamics. Don't you worry. Anyway guys, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.